today I am going to talk about the medical dictionary for regulatory activities. So let's start. Firstly, we see the what is MedDRA. MedDRA is a hierarchical terminology. Exist with the 5 levels, and it is multi-axial. Terms may exist in more than one vertical axis, providing a specificity of a terms for data entry and flexibility in data retrieval. It is a structured vocabulary of a medical and other relevant terms to the development of a use of medicines. Then, the terms in MedDRA were derived from several sources, including a WHO's Adverse Drug Reaction Terminologies. Its short form is WHOART. Then coding symbols for three of arts. It is an adverse drug reaction terminology. It's also the coding symbols for three of arts are known as a co-start. Then international classification of disease, that is ICD 9 and ICD 9 CM. Then the owner, International Federation of a Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Association, and it is maintained by further developed and distributed by a maintenance support services organization, that are MSSO. Then used by pharmaceutical industry and regulatory bodies. And then we go forward to the introductory part, and that is it work began in 1990. The MedDRA, that is in 1993, and the proper MedDRA means MedDRA is 1999. Then MedDRA is based upon the Medical Dictionary for Drug Regulatory Affairs, that is released in 1993, and Medical Dictionary for Regulatory Activities are released in 1999, which was created by a UK Medicines Control Agency, that is MCA, and was modified by a working party of a representative for pharmaceutical companies and the European regulatory authorities. Then we go forward to the it is released every 6 months from that are CD or internet download. Then subscriptions are free for regulatory authorities, then paid from MSSO, and then charged based on a revenue, that are dollars in 3825 for dollar 1 million revenue. Then it the guidance for use are the for MSSO are introductory guide. Then Council for International Organization of a Medical Science, that is SIOMS. Then industry regulators working group, that are ICH endorse. Then MedDRA term selections are a point to consider. Then MedDRA data retrieval, analysis and presentation. Then MedDRA users guide. We see the MedDRA users guide. In this, the MedDRA user guide explains the development of the terminologies and defines the hierarchical levels and the rational and convention for their use. A noteworthy convention applies to investigations, that are these are represents only in the investigations SOC. There are no secondary linkages. So the however the terms describing a clinical condition, examples hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia, are not found in the investigations SOCs. They are present only in the other SOCs, such as disorder of metabolism and nutrition SOC. So then the less than 6,000 terms, the medical condition terms includes the medical condition, syndrome, diagnosis, clinical science, symptoms, laboratory and clinical investigations, and social circumstances are all included in the terms. Then terms in MedDRA were included from several sources, like version 2.0 included all PTs and included terms from the latest version of the WHO ADR terminologies, means WHO art. Then and its Japanese adaptation, like known as J art. It's released in 1996. Then fifth edition of the coding symbols for thesis of adverse reaction terms, preferred terms, and glossary terms. So the International Classification of Disease ICD 993 and the 4-digit code terms, and ICD 9CM, that the fourth revision, the 3 4 5 digit code terms. Then terms for the Japanese adaptation of for ICD 9 and made IS. Then the terms from other dictionaries and ICD, that are the original terms and numerical codes or symbols. For this, the sources are retained and stored in an attribute field linked to the MedDRA terms in order to facilitate the migration of a legacy data at the time of a transfer or to using a MedDRA. And it does not include that are the drug or a device names, definition of terms. Then demographic terms, it includes the date, gender, age, race, like this. Then numerical expressions, like some exception, and then limited to human experience. Then we go forward to the uses. The first use is in regulatory process of a drug development. It use in a post authorization or a post marketing research and studies. And then it used in a clinical study for describing adverse drug events, like IB, DCSI. Then it used for electronic reporting, like ICH E2B M and ICH M4. Then it's used for recording social and medical history. Then marketed medicines, like CCSI, PI, SPC, PSURs. Then the regulatory authority requests the expedite reporting, that is ICH E2B for European Union, Japanese, United States, Australia, and Canada. Then we go forward to the structure. In structure, the number of terms, level of terms, and examples are there. So, the number of terms are 26, and level of terms are symptoms, system organs, organ class, and the examples of this is respiratory, thoracic, and mediastinal disorders. So, in structure, the basic unit of a MedDRA are preferred terms, each of which is a distinct descriptor for a condition covered by a scope of a MedDRA. It is terms preferred for use in a regulatory environment formatted according to a MedDRA conventions. Then PTs are unambiguous, specific, and self-descriptive. Eponymous terms are only used for recognized internationally. Each PT is duplicated as a lowest level term, that is LLT, and may be linked to one or more other LLTs, which are synonyms, lexical variants, or alternative spellings. So, the HPT is represented only once under a particular system organ class, like also known as SOC, to which it is concerned vertically via single high level terms, that is high HLT, which is term is fixed in location, and represented only once in that SOC under one high level group team. This arrangement represents a primary system organ class, that is a primary SOC location for the PT. However, the parallel vertical SOC access are not mutually exclusive. A PT may also link to a secondary location in a one or more other SOCs, in which it is gain place under a specified HLT and HLGT retaining its association, that is LLTs. The 26 MedDRA associations are shown in following table. The tables are internationally agreed order for associations in a MedDRA. In this, the first is infection and infestation. Second one is a neoplasm, meninge and a malignant. Then third one is a blood and lymphatic system disorder. Fourth one is a immune system disorder. Fifth one is a endocrine disorder. Sixth one is a metabolism and nutrition disorder. The seventh one is a psychiatric disorder. Eighth one is a nervous system disorder. And in 10 number, that is the ear and labyrinth disorder. In 11, that is a cardiac disorder. In 12, that is a vascular disorder. In 13 number, there is a respiratory, thoracic and mediastinal disorder. And on a 14th number, that is the gastrointestinal number. 15th is a hepatobiliary disorder. 16th is a skin and subcutaneous tissue disorder. Then 17 is the mucoskeletal connective tissue and bone disorders. Then 18 is a renal and urinary disorders. Then 19 is a pregnancy perinatal disorder. Then 20th is a reproductive system and breast disorder. Then 21 is a congenital and genetic disorder. Then 22 is a general disorder and administration site condition. Then 23rd is a investigation. 24th is a injury and poisoning. Then 25th is a surgical and medical procedures. And 26th is a social circumstances. This all about the medical dictionary for regulatory activities. Thank you.